everyone. Welcome back to Sippin with Steven. This month's episode, I'm so excited. My guest, Sydney Disponett, who is the Kentucky State Sales Manager for RD1 in Lexington, Kentucky. Welcome, Sydney.
Thank you.
I'm so glad that you are here, and boy, do we have a lot to talk about. 4 fantastic bottles on our bar, an exciting release of a purchase that the Fraser has made for our Bourbon Limited Club, and also just some things that are going on at RD1 from a cocktail standpoint. And then I see a lovely drink that you make that you're going to educate our viewers on, and how you made it and how that can be part of their cocktail assortment in their house. So first things first, a little bit of location. RD1 is in Lexington, but for the folks who are out there that are thinking to make a Bourbon Trail visit, what's the best way to describe where you all are located in town?
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you, Steven, for having me.
Sure.
Again, my name's Sydney. I'm our Kentucky State Sales Manager for RD1. We're located in Lexington, Kentucky, and we are right off Manchester Street in the Distillery District there. Exciting news for us, we actually just broke ground on our new facility, which will be opening at the end of this year in the Turner Commons development. So we're really excited.
Well, that's great timing then. I wasn't aware. That's very exciting. Okay, now first things first. I see 4 fantastic bottles over here. And I have somewhat some basic knowledge of the distillery. And correct me if I'm wrong, but 1 great Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey and 3 fantastic finished products. Is that accurate?
Yes, sir. So we are really focused on, secondary barrel influence, wood influence going into Kentucky straight bourbons, and with that being said, quality Kentucky straight bourbons. So in our Core 4 series that we have now, we have a 4 to 6 year old Kentucky straight bourbon, and then we have our 3 wood finished, like you mentioned. We have a French oak finish, we have a double finish in oak and maple, and then we have an Amberana finish. And one important thing to note there is that we're starting off with the base, which is our blue label. So that Kentucky straight bourbon, we're using that bourbon to then go into further and explore that wood finish.
And I know the finished bourbons are a big thing in the industry today, but just for folks who may not know, Amberana is a Brazilian wood, is that correct? Or a South American, maybe not Brazilian, but it is a wood that is primarily grown or in South America?
Yeah, so Amberana has kind of been hitting the streets hard. So our Amberana we do get from Brazil. It's indigenous to South America, very aromatic. It's used oftentimes in furniture to give your house a nice smell. Dining wood, dining room table finished with Amberana. So that one is very unique, very different. Has a different profile. We like to say it's Christmas in Brazil.
Okay. Well, so I love the fact that you said that the base bourbon is what you use for the finished ones as well. So let's say I'm out on the trail and I'm coming to Lexington and I decided that I'm going to come to RD1. What are some of the things, either from a tour perspective or a tasting experience, that you guys offer that you think are really unique and cool that make an RD1 visit mandatory?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So what I think makes RD1 stand out is, like I said before, we're really focusing on that wood finish. So when you come to our new Turner Commons location, you're really going to get the experience of what the different woods and how that plays into finishing bourbon. And in my opinion, kind of where the market is going, and getting some different flavor profiles, getting some different unique flavors coming from different bourbons. So when you come to our distillery district, you're gonna see the difference between Amberana, see the difference between French oak or a double finish in oak and maple, or maybe even a red oak, cherry oak.
And that seems to be where the industry is kind of headed, right?
Yeah.
A huge upswing is in this finished product. Now let me ask you this. If somebody comes and they don't have time or they haven't booked a tour, can they come in and get a flight or get a cocktail at your location? Is that something you all offer to the public?
For sure. So we have, a few different flights that we offer. We have some amazing cocktails, which we're going to get to a little bit later.
Yep.
We have some bourbon slushies, which seems to be a hit.
Now you're talking my language. All right.
But we also have something really unique. Is we have our bottle, which I think is a very unique bottle, custom bottle that we've designed. We have those in 200 milliliters. So you can come, thieve out of the barrel a cask strength bourbon that you choose.
Right.
Put it into your own 200, customize the label, and go home with your own RD1 bottle.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, let me kind of pivot here just a second. I am so excited to talk about this Bourbon Limited release because I feel like I'm the president of the Hair Club for Men. I'm not just the president, I'm a member. I'm a member of Bourbon Limited, and I can't wait for this release. Can you just give a little bit of a teaser to the people out there of the product that they will be seeing later in the spring?
Yeah, well, first of all, I want to say, we really appreciate you guys at Bourbon Limited
Sure.
Here at the Fraser Museum, and we're super excited for the release. I can tell you just a little bit about it because I don't want to spoil too much.
I understand. You'd have to kill me.
Yeah, it's a 7+-year-old a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey that's been double aged. So super, super unique. A lot of flavor coming from that.
Explain the double aged to folks that are watching that may not know. I think I do, but just for folks who may not, what makes that such a special process?
Yeah, so we're actually using a secondary oak, which is American oak, and then we are double barreling it. So what that is going to mean is we are going to dump the first barrel, which is a new charred oak barrel, and put it into a secondary barrel. So you're really going to get that extra flavor coming from that secondary wood. So there's basically 2 barrels that the whiskey is going to be aging in.
What a fantastic tease. I cannot wait till that comes and honestly, we don't want you to say much more than that. I will just give a quick plug for Bourbon Limited. Direct to consumer stuff you cannot get anywhere else. You will not be disappointed. Whiskeys you will not find anywhere else. With that being said, I see 2 fabulous glasses here of cocktails. Oh, you're much too kind. She's already made these, folks. She's that efficient. Please tell the folks what this is. And I'm assuming, because I saw you pour the RD1 bourbon in it, this is a cocktail that you all have on your cocktail experience at the distillery, correct?
We do. So the cocktail that we've prepared today is our classic Lexington Lemonade. It's used with our Kentucky straight bourbon, which is 98 proof. It's going to be equal parts, very simple cocktail. So we use orange juice, we use freshly squeezed orange juice, and then we have lemonade, equal parts, as I said, with our Kentucky straight bourbon. So it's super refreshing, and it's really an awesome cocktail. At our place, as I mentioned, those bourbon slushies, we do this in the slushy form. It is amazing.
So I'm sure this is on your cocktails when you have folks at your place. This is always on the menu.
For sure, yeah.
Well, well, I cannot wait to taste it. Before we do, we're going to raise our glasses to RD1, to the Fraser, which is the official starting point of the Kentucky Bourbon Trail, to people who are coming to visit as we head into the spring and eventually in this town start heading towards Derby 150. Visitors will be coming to Kentucky like nobody's business, and I cannot tell you, you need to stop at RD1 and check out what they got going on in Lexington. So for all that said, cheers, Sydney. Thank you for being here. Let's try this drink and see what we got here. It is absolutely spectacular. I'm going to need a bigger glass. It tastes like summer in January. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
As the recent weather that we had, this is terrific. So on behalf of my guest, Sydney, and myself, and the folks here at the Fraser, and the folks at RD1, thank you. Come back and see us again soon. Cheers, everybody.